Next comic coming to the show is a good friend of mine. He works all over town. He's great. Please give me some love for Ammon Brown, everyone. Ammon Brown!
Whew. Thank you. I love me too. Thank you. It's a good crowd tonight. I like this. I'm from a family of 8 kids, so I kind of grew up with a shitload of people around, so I'm comfortable with this. My parents actually tried using the rhythm method of birth control, but white people shouldn't do anything involving rhythm. So 8 kids later. No, I don't have any kids of my own. I'm too much of a procrastinator. The groans. But I am married. I was pretty smart about that. I got married young when it was 2 months allowance instead of 2 months salary for the ring. So I came out ahead on that one. Thank you. I like this guy already. My wife's really into yoga. You might think that would be good for certain purposes, but every time we get into an argument, she just wants to settle it with a game of Twister. It's not really working for me, honey. But it's actually kind of a funny story how I met my wife. It was around Thanksgiving, and I had heard that turkey makes you tired. So I slipped a few slices into her drink at a bar. It kind of worked. I gave her the Heimlich, and I totally got to second base. It was great. No, she's definitely an optimist, for sure. Our first night together, she handed me a Magnum condom. And I was like, all right, so I made her a balloon animal. I'm like, obviously that's what it's for, come on, right? No, my brother had a fiance who wanted this huge diamond ring, and he couldn't afford a ring that big, no way. So he took her to see the movie Blood Diamond. It totally backfired. He had to dump her. She was like a huge racist. It was horrible. Horrible. But when I was younger, my brother and I, we used to play a lot of pranks on each other. He'd replace my toothpaste with crazy glue or something stupid like that. So I replaced his insulin with heroin. When he woke up from the coma 6 months later, I called him from juvie. I'm like, beat that, dude. Come on. But he got me pretty good the other day. He stole my cell phone, and he replaced the ringtone with the sound of a really loud fart. And then he calls me up when I'm in a crowded cafe, right? And I just hear this really baritone when I go off. I'm like, oh, God. That sounded close. Was that me? I think it was. I felt my pants vibrate. Because cell phones vibrate. You see, they like that. No. I live in New York City. It's living in New York. One of the great things about New York, if you guys are from out of town, then maybe you've seen some street performers, right? I love those guys. I saw this one guy. He was hilarious. He was yelling all this crazy stuff, pretending to get in a fight with a street sign, and then he shit himself. And I was like, oh, wait, that's not a street performer at all. That's a crazy homeless guy. And it was especially embarrassing for me. I've been following him around for a half hour clapping. Ah! I want the $10 I put in your G-string back, dude. No, but it's tough sometimes, to be a white guy in the city. Because even when you don't need it, cabs just stop for you all the time. It's horrible. They'll pull up, they'll be like, hey, wait, man, need a taxi? I'll be like, I'm in my car at a traffic light, dude. I think I got this, but thanks. Yeah, it's horrible. I do have a car in the city. I tried riding a bike around the city once, but I just, 15 minutes, I got so winded, I just gave up trying to saw through the padlock. It's like, so, but no, I have a car. I wanted one of those really, really big SUVs. You guys know the ones? But my wife is green and vegetarian and eco-conscious, so I drive a hummus. It sucks. It gets really good gas mileage though, but you know, the price of gas is still just kicking my ass right now. It's horrible. But that's because I'm also kind of an arsonist. You need gas for that, you know? I tried switching to solar power for arson, but you just look stupid sitting on top of an abandoned warehouse with a magnifying glass, like, come on, come on. But now one of the problems with driving those hybrid cars is that everybody knows that you're a pussy. And they'll break right into your car. Like my car gets broken into like 2-3 times a week. And you know, they'll take half my CDs, and so finally I was like, all right, enough of this. So I started leaving notes in my car, you know. Thieves who enjoyed stealing these CDs might also enjoy stealing the following CDs. I'm just trying to be helpful. I come back out the next day and there's a note on my car. Good customer service, bad selection, 3 stars. Can't even get that right, but no, I was walking down the street the other day and this guy stops me. He's like, "Excuse me, sir, are you a registered Democrat?" And I was like, "Nope, I'm a registered sex offender." He's like, "Oh, we don't need Republicans for this poll. Sorry, sir, no, not gonna work." But no, I'm really into politics. You know, I absolutely love Barack Obama. I love our president. I mean, love. Like every time he finishes up a speech, I just breathe a sigh of relief because you know I can be heterosexual again. Seriously, he's like one of the few people in this world who can turn me temporarily gay. And Hillary's the other one. All right, guys, that's my time. Name's Ammon Brown. Thank you very much for listening. And Gino.
Oh, Ammon Brown! Ammon Brown, everyone, please!